Surveillance program is in limbo. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. A key part of the law known as FISA, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, has just been blocked in the House, failing to clear a procedural hurdle for reauthorization, despite reforms aimed at addressing concerns about Section 702, which the intelligence community argues is vital for national security.
Several populist Republicans broke from their party over a lack of reforms, which includes a warrant requirement. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
The Biden administration has proven that they will use their government against their political enemies.
Former President Trump encouraged members to reject FISA, despite Speaker Mike Johnson arguing the bill is over 50 reforms. And President Trump used the intel from the bill to stop terrorists when he was commander-in-chief.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz on Capitol Hill. The former president arguing the law was also used illegally against him to spy on his 2016 campaign. The current surveillance program is scheduled to expire on April 19th. Meantime, Congresswoman Greene meeting with Speaker Mike Johnson for the first time since filing a motion to vacate, setting up a possible effort to oust him as House Speaker over his handling of conservative priorities. Greene describing today's meeting as passionate at times, but for now she's not advancing that vacate motion. President Biden and Japan's leader agreed to deepen military cooperation and planning.
The president says Japan is also joining a network of missile defense with Australia.
And are purely about defense and readiness. It's not aimed at any one nation or a threat to the region, and it doesn't have anything to do with conflict.
Still, both leaders say they discussed easing tensions with China and North Korea. Tomorrow, the president of the Philippines joins President Biden and Prime Minister Kishida for a summit on freedom of navigation in the South China Sea.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House, a state dinner planned for tonight. America is listening to Fox News.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200. Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
A whistleblower warning about potentially catastrophic issues with Boeing's Dreamliner jets.
Sam Salahpour, a Boeing engineer, tells the Federal Aviation Administration in his report he's concerned the 787 Dreamliner, as it ages, could have structural failures because of how it's assembled. Salahpour says large pieces from different manufacturers are being fitted together, and that could lead to weak points that could fail. Salahpour says fuselage issues exist on another Dreamliner model, the 777.
Fox's Gernal Scott. The FAA says it is investigating the report. Boeing calls the claims inaccurate. A Senate hearing on Boeing issues is scheduled for next week. The head of the NTSB just telling reporters a maintenance issue is to blame for a Southwest Airlines Boeing losing its engine cover during takeoff in Denver on Sunday. Jennifer Hamady says that plane had been in maintenance the night before, and the board is not opening a formal investigation. Skeletal remains found in Utah, presumed to be a teenage boy who went missing nearly 2 years ago.
Authorities in Box Elder County say they believe they found the remains of Dylan Rounds in a remote area of Utah located on the west side of the Great Salt Lake. Rounds was last seen on his farm in Lucin and reported missing on May 30th of 2022. His family says he moved to the small railroad community about 200 miles northwest of Salt Lake City from Idaho to start his own farm. James Brenner was charged last year with killing Rounds, along with the abuse or desecration of a body, according to officials. The 60-year-old had reportedly been squatting in a trailer near Rounds' property before the alleged murder. CJ Papa, Fox News.
The remains were turned over to the state medical examiner's office to confirm the identity. An hour to the close on Wall Street, the Dow is down 561 points after another hotter than expected inflation report. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Good afternoon. I'm Andrea Drake with your local and regional news from the Sierra Radio Network newsroom. Here's what's happening. Modoc Sheriff Tex Downey confirms an Arbuckle man was killed when the agricultural crop dusting plane crashed just about 5 miles northwest of Likely yesterday afternoon. The sheriff's office says 69-year-old Peter J. Spires' plane was reported down near County Road 60 at about 2:45 p.m. When first responders arrived, they found Spires deceased. The plane, a single-prop agricultural aircraft owned by Jones Flying Service out of Biggs, California, is typically used for hydroseeding and spraying pesticides. However, authorities say it did not carry any of the chemicals when it went down. The FAA and National Transportation Safety Board will be on the scene of the deadly crash today, determining what brought the plane down. The Little Hoover Commission, a state watchdog agency tasked with evaluating and providing recommendations to improve state government, is cited that climate change is a key factor contributing to the potential for California to face an uninsurable future. The Lassen County Board of Supervisors call it a joke. At a recent public hearing, former California Insurance Commissioner Dave Jones and other witnesses emphasized the urgency of addressing severe climate-driven events affecting the state's homeowner insurance market.
Climate change is driving more severe and frequent weather-related events, which are causing more deaths, injuries, property damage and destruction, and insurance losses. This includes coastal flooding, river flooding, drought, extreme heat, severe convective storms, or what's also referred to as atmospheric rivers, hurricanes and other wind events, and of course, in California, devastating wildfires.
The situation has reached a critical point with more providers withdrawing coverage, notably the state's largest insurer, State Farm, recently announcing non-renewals for over 72,000 homes. Witness testimonies highlighted the crisis, detailing instances of insurers exiting the market and imposing those strict policy limits, resulting in significant premium hikes. Lassen Supervisor Chris Gallagher attended.
The part that just bugged me throughout that whole presentation was that the reason we're having problems with insurance today is because of climate change. I don't know how many times I heard climate change, climate change, climate change, climate change. Were they talking about any solutions to it? Not many. And so it was really kind of a frustrating seminar to sit and listen to.
Gallagher went on to state that he had the opportunity to address the commission during the hearing, where he emphasized to the commission's intrigue that homeowners are tapping into their retirement funds to settle their mortgages and avoid the obligation of carrying fire insurance. Supervisor Jason Ingram, who has been an active voice for the region in promoting affordable home insurance, said it is not the American dream to cash in your retirement so you can pay off your house and roll the dice. Ingram has been invited to speak before the California Association of Realtors May 1st meeting in Sacramento, addressing what he says are hopes of putting pressure on state lawmakers. Ingram, a landlord himself, says one of his properties just down the road from another is uninsurable because it passes an imaginary fire line. The Little Hoover Commission plans to hold future hearings on the issue to provide recommendations to improve the state's homeowners insurance market and present a comprehensive report to the governor and legislature. In a historic courthouse renovation, local figures are set to be honored. I'll have more details on this story coming up and more local news on 93 JDX 1240 KSUE.
Banner Lassen, Patient Access Services, is working hard at making healthcare easier so life can be better. Our staff provide prompt and accurate registration to get you to services quickly. Our emergency department staff work hard to make difficult events less stressful to get you to the care you need. In scheduling, staff are answering and making calls for needed services in a timely and efficient manner. In the business office, questions you have are handled with expertise, providing an excellent experience. PAS is making constant improvements to make your experience a better one and provide you with exceptional care.
Spring has sprung, and that means it's time to plan for your summer road trips. With Carlson's Tire Pros by your side, your vehicle will be ready to see the mountains, beaches, and everything in between. With Carlson's Tire Pros' full line of Michelin tires and products, you'll have the peace of mind to hit that road no matter what you drive. Visit in-store in Susanville or online at carlsonstirepros.com. Tire Pros. Love the drive.
How do you give hope to a child in the foster care system? It starts with your heart. That tug you feel on yours when you hear that children are waiting for a stable, loving voice to speak up for their best interests. And then it becomes your time. What started out as a feeling that maybe you could make a difference becomes the difference. Change a child's story. There is a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
Sierra Central Credit Union is proud to partner with local worthy organizations with over $100,000 annually donated to worthy nonprofit causes, countless volunteer hours from staff and board service. Sierra Central does what it can in the local areas we call home. Want to see our areas of giving? Check out sierracentral.com/community today. Become a partner and discover the advantages of joining a credit union who partners with your community.
We are blessed to live in our beautiful Susanville area. We're also lucky to have a locally owned supermarket dedicated to community with service you know and trust. Susanville Supermarket IGA. Fresh cut meats and vegetables and quality IGA products that help you save even more.
Spring into savings this week at your IGA. 80% fresh ground beef in the family pack, $3.97 a pound. USDA beef tri-tip roast, $6.97 a pound. Lean pork spare ribs, $3.77 a pound. Navel oranges, 79 cents a pound. Fresh sweet blackberries, 6-ounce packages, $1.99 each. Wishbone salad dressing, select varieties, 2 bottles for $6. And Corona beer, assorted 12-pack cans or bottles, $17.99 plus CRV.
Now offering Instacart. Shopping is never been easier at your hometown IGA. Sign up, shop, check out, and delivered. 7 days a week on Grant Avenue and SusanvilleSupermarket.com. Like them on Facebook. Susanville Supermarket IGA, your hometown proud supermarket.
1212 local news on 93 JDX 1240 KSUE. Another step closer to its completion. Atlanta supervisors assign local names to the renovated chambers and conference room at the historic courthouse. CAO Richard Egan led that discussion during the board's Tuesday meeting.
We're approaching completion of the historic courthouse remodel, and there are 5 conference rooms in that remodel that staff believes might be more efficient for the use of the public and staff if they had recognizable names.
And in recognition of Senator and Assemblywoman Dolly's pivotal role in securing the initial $8.5 million grant to initiate the project on the century-old historic building, Chairman Alba proposed naming the board's new chambers after Dolly. Additionally, the decision was made to name other conference rooms within the courthouse after local figures of influence. For instance, one room will be named after former Supervisor Chapman in honor of his dedicated service to the county, which has spanned over 40 years on the board. Furthermore, 2 rooms will pay homage to the town's founders, the Susan Roop and Peter Lassen rooms. However, one room did remain without a designated name. Following a brief discussion, the board and CEO Egan resolved to engage with the Susanville Indian Rancheria. They intend to reach out to the Tribal Council to seek their recommendation for that final naming of the room. CAL FIRE says you will see smoke today, yet there is no need for alarm. In a collaborative effort to protect against wildfire and preserve natural ecosystems, the CAL FIRE's Lassen Modoc unit will be lending a hand to the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. Together, they will begin an agricultural burn project within the Honey Lake Wildlife Refuge, specifically in the Wendell area. This joint initiative's main goal is to mitigate the risk of wildfires by reducing around 900 acres of flammable fuels. Secondly, the project does seek to improve the refuge's natural habitat. Burning did begin at 10 a.m. and you will see smoke if passing by in the Wendell area and across the Honey Lake Valley. Authorities urge you not to report the presence of that smoke, as it is an anticipated outcome of the ongoing project. And the heat of summer has yet to arrive, yet prices at the pump are heating back up. Local stations seeing over the $5 mark. According to Gas Buddy, prices in California are creeping back to the last price hike in late November when gas cost around $6 a gallon. Today's state average hovers near $5.31. Gas prices, which remained steady nationally last week, have resumed their upward trend, increasing by 6.5 cents per gallon to reach $3.57 today. That's per Gas Buddy data. This marks a rise of just over 17 cents from a month ago, but is marginally lower than a year ago. Diesel prices have also climbed nearly 3 cents per gallon in the past week, standing at just over $4 per gallon, which is 15 cents lower than a year ago. Patrick DeHaan, head of the petroleum analysis at Gas Buddy, attributes this increase to extensive refinery maintenance on the West Coast, resulting in notable price hikes in the region. He points out that while some states have seen price declines, the overall trend is upward due to rising oil prices, reaching nearly $87 per barrel, the highest since October. DeHaan highlights seasonal factors such as refinery maintenance, the shift to summer gasoline, and rising demand, along with escalating crude oil prices due to OPEC's production cuts and geopolitical tensions between Iran and Israel. He predicts that gas prices in the region will be continuing to rise, putting pressure on your wallet just in time for summer. And that is what's happening today from your only local news radio, keeping you informed and connected to your communities throughout Lassen, Plumas, and Sierra counties.
Northeast California weather.
And at 12:16, we are currently at 62 degrees outside our studios here in Susanville, and that warming trend is expected to continue. However, there's some rain coming in the forecast. We'll see mostly sunny today, highs peaking in the lower 70s, overnight lows down to about 44. Last final day of sunshine for tomorrow, highs in the mid to upper 70s with clear skies overnight, lows in the upper 40s. However, winds will pick up overnight, gusting at about 25 miles per hour. That will bring in a chance of showers for your Friday. Highs will be in the lower 60s. Winds will continue at about 30 miles per hour, and there's that chance of showers sticking around overnight, lows back down to about 40. And for your Saturday, there's that chance of showers that will bring about a possible thunderstorm by the afternoon with some partly sunny skies, highs in the upper 50s. And that trend will continue throughout much of your weekend, not a break until Monday. That's your weather right here, and we'll always keep you updated on the latest forecast throughout the day, as well as over on our app, Sierra Daily News. And also found on our website, SierraDailyNews.com, our obituaries provided by Fink's Funeral Home. All new announcements will be heard here each weekday following your news at noon. Here is today's announcement. Camille Morgan Van Fleet of Indian Valley passed unexpectedly at the age of 26, leaving behind her 1-year-old daughter and many family members who remember her adventurous spirit and love for life. No services have been announced, though the family does ask for prayers in lieu of donation. You can learn all about the life of Camille by visiting again SierraDailyNews.com. Those are your noon news updates for this Wednesday afternoon. We'll have more local news coming up on Live at 5 with your hosts Amanda and Aaron. Make sure you're part of that fun right here, back here again, starting at 5. And don't forget, we're your vacation getaway station, and we're already qualifying some listeners who have registered and qualified for our Princess Cruise giveaway to Cabo. That drawing is going to be happening April 26th. Here's some of those names: Robert Bailey of Janesville, Mariah Kelly of Susanville, and Kim Greger of Susanville, all getting qualified right there. You can join our qualifiers to win our next dream vacation. Register at our exclusive vacation sponsors. Visit SierraDailyNews.com to see that sponsor list, as well as those contest rules, and listen to hear your name drawn to qualify. We're just a few days away. 26 is coming up real fast. From the Sierra Radio Network Newsroom, I'm Andrea Drake. Thanks for joining me with your news at noon. Coming up next will be your checkup on health, then more of Sierra's Best Country on 93 JDX and Fox Across America, Jimmy Fela on 1240 KSUE.
Providers and staff at Northeastern Rural Health Clinic would like to remind you to schedule your annual wellness exam. Seeing your medical provider for regular checkups and lab work helps to better manage health problems and even prevent many health problems. Most insurance will be covered for the full cost of the exam. Call today to schedule your annual wellness exam. If you are a patient at Northeastern or Westwood Family Practice and have no insurance, ask about our sliding fee and discount lab programs to see if you qualify. Call Northeastern Health Clinic at 251-5000 to schedule your exam today. That number again is 251-5000. A service of Northeastern Rural Health Clinic, where quality health care is your choice and our commitment.
Check up on health with Chris Whitting.
Next time you have a doctor's appointment, here are some useful tips from Elizabeth Coleman, MD, a medical oncologist at Memorial